In a draft that seems to be dominated by the names in the top 4, I do think there is more than just Victor, Scoot, Amanda Miller, and that starts with Cam Whitmore, the power wing from Villanova. Whitmore combines youth with an NBA-ready frame and physical traits, athleticism, and upside on both ends of the floor, and he has the traits and intangibles that give him one of the highest ceilings in the class. Whitmore will bring excitement and highlights of potential to whatever team drafts him, and in today's video I'll be going over my rookie projections as well as my peak projections for Cam Whitmore. If you want to see my videos highlighting the NBA projections of Victor Wembanyama, Scoot Henderson, Brandon Miller, and Amen Thompson, I'll put the link to the playlist with all 4 of those videos and this one in the description below in the pinned comment. Anyways, let's get into it. Cam Whitmore is a 6'7", 235-pound power wing with a 6'9" wingspan. He projects as someone who will play both the 3 and the 4, which is why I really think he fits well with the Pistons, Magic, and Pacers, who all happen to be picking in the 5 through 7 range. He's the best pure power athlete in this draft class. His ability to bully defenders on cuts and drives is evident on tape. He's also an incredible vertical athlete with the best second jump not only in this class, but the best second jump in terms of getting in the air, back to the ground, and back up into the air that I've evaluated since I started prospect evaluation in 2016. He's also pretty quick and twitchy in terms of his first step. He's not quite on the level of the Thompson twins or Scoot in terms of burst and quickness, but for his frame, he's really quick and has good burst. An 18-year-old with this kind of frame has no business being this athletic, and it truly makes him stand out in this class. And his youth is a big part of this as well. He's young enough to still be a senior in high school, or should I say recently graduated from high school. Congrats to all my recently graduated viewers. He's the only projected top 10 pick that will be 18 on draft night, and one of just 2 top 20 guys on my board who will be 18 on draft night, the other being Derek Whitehead. However, it's about more than just frame and athleticism as well as the youth with Cam Whitmore. He also has a ton of upside in terms of skill. He showcases flashes off the bounce, and it shows up most in his ability to slash to the basket and attack off the dribble in that sense. And he is growing in this area as a shooter off the bounce as well, but it still needs work. And overall, he's growing as a shooter who has shown improvement almost every year of his young career. His form has gotten better, and I would say the form is pretty promising. I wouldn't say there's much mechanically wrong with it. And considering he missed the start of the season with a thumb injury, I do think 34.3% on 4.2 attempts per game is pretty encouraging. He's not an elite shooter, but he shows the signs of willingness to take a decent volume of them. I think it's more about consistency than pure ability on tape and in the numbers. It's not a thing where I look at it and feel like he's consistently a below average 3-point shooter every game. It's not like he's shooting 34% from 3 every game. It's more about having games where he's incredible from 3 as a shooter and games where he can't hit the side of a barn. And at least for me, that's encouraging, the fact that he is capable of having great 3-point shooting games rather than just being consistently slightly below average. And I do think it speaks a lot to shot selection being a big factor in this for him. I think he could be a better shooter in the NBA, playing with better teammates and spacing, and I will talk more about that later. But overall, I think Whitmore has really good shooting upside, and I would say even more shooting upside than he's given credit for. I think he could be a really good 3-point shooter with continued development, which would make him even more dangerous as a scorer because he's already physical, can slash to the basket, has an intriguing handle, and really is hard to stop in the paint. He also has a great motor on the boards, and while not a great defender yet, he does have the tools and motor to become a great one. His athleticism gives him good ground coverage, he plays passing lanes well, and he has active hands. He needs to lock in more off the ball on defense, but given his super young age, I do think that's an area that can improve with more reps and playing in an NBA system. I think if he goes to Detroit, I think Jalen Duren will help him out a lot in that regard personally. Now, in terms of rookie projections, I think Whitmore could put up around 11.8 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, 1.5 assists per game on 52.4, 35.3, 73.5 shooting splits. I think for points, rebounds, field goal percentage, and 3-point percentage, he could put up similar numbers to what Jalen Williams did as a rookie. Now, I don't think he's the passer that J-Dub is, but from a scoring perspective, I could see somewhat similar results depending on what team drafts Whitmore. Right now, I think Whitmore's draft range starts at pick 5. I could see him going earlier, but it wouldn't be likely. And when you look at the teams that are projected to potentially take Whitmore, I do think it's very likely he ends up in a situation where he's getting easier looks off the gravity of others. Cade and Ivy in Detroit, Paulo and Franz in Orlando, Halliburton and Mathurin in Indiana, even Beal in Washington, Lowry in Utah, and Luka in Dallas. By the way, it would be a dream scenario for Dallas if he fell to them at pick 10. Basically, I think Whitmore is going to end up in a situation that will lead to him being super efficient early on because he won't be asked to handle a ton of offensive responsibility, and he will be able to play off of other creators. In some ways, it's kind of what I think the ideal sort of situation for Jonathan Kuminga is, where he's not asked to do as much and he gets to play off of others, play off more, cut, catch and shoot looks, play in transition. Although I do think that Whitmore is very much ahead of Kuminga in terms of skill and feel. So I think that it could be even better in terms of efficiency than it was for Kuminga early on. I think the teams that are in position to take Cam Whitmore could lead to Cam having a really efficient rookie year. I think Detroit, Orlando, Indiana, and Dallas are the 4 places I want to see him the most. Run on playoff creators as he continues to develop. And if he does develop while also getting to play off of those creators and be productive early on, you could be seeing something that potentially becomes special. Now, in terms of potential peak projections, I can see Cam Whitmore putting up around 20.6 points per game, 8.4 rebounds per game, 2.6 assists per game on 55.5, 42.9, 80.1 shooting splits. I think he could develop into a really good 3-point shooter. I know I'm a bit higher on his 3-point shooting potential than most, but he has the creation flashes on tape. He has shown he is good on catch and shoot looks. I think his form is promising, and he is a willing 3-point shooter already. He averaged nearly 6 attempts per game per 36 minutes in college, and is also super young and has shown nothing but improvement as a shooter over the years. If he does continue his promising shooting progression, I do think we could be talking about a potential all-star to borderline all-NBA guy one day, and a second or third option on a true contender. A super efficient 20+ point per game scorer that is also a really good defender is worth a top 3 to 5 pick in this draft. It's not a guarantee that Whitmore reaches his full potential, as it is with any prospect, but he does have the potential to be one of the toughest scoring guard wing forward types in the league. Someone that can beat you attacking the basket, attacking the paint, and if you go under the screen, he can hurt you as well. That's the kind of potential we're talking about. And it's terrifying because I think Whitmore projects best to be a number 2 or number 3 option rather than a number 1. I do think he has creation potential. I think the handle's intriguing, but I don't think it's ever going to be on the level where he's a go-to scoring guy. But you talk about a number 2 or number 3 option, I would say closer to number 2 to number 3 that could be a 6'7", 240-pound wing forward that can dominate in the paint and hit jumpers. That's something that could be scary. It's not a guarantee that he reaches that kind of outcome, but the potential is there, and he's only scratching the surface right now, and he was really good at Villanova despite being in an awkward situation with the injury and sort of the way the team offense was ran. So I do think he has potential to be really good early on and also be really good in the future. Cam Whitmore has the potential to be an incredible NBA player. He has the physical tools and athleticism to dominate the paint. He has the skills and upside to grow into a well-rounded scorer. He has more shooting potential than given credit for. He could be a dominant number 2 or 3 option on a contender if developed properly. He has on and off ball versatility. He has an NBA ready frame. He has an encouraging motor. I think the fact that he's not someone who projects to be a playmaker for others in some capacity is why he's behind both Brandon Miller and Amen Thompson. Miller has high-end connecting playmaking potential, and Amen has legit primary playmaking potential. While he may not be the playmaker that those two are or project to be in the league, I don't think the fact that he doesn't have much playmaking upside to take away from what he can do, because he has the physical tools and skill upside to be a great scorer, and it should make up for the lack of playmaking. And I do think what he brings to the table could make him a perfect complementary star next to a playmaking star if he reaches his full potential. Only time will tell if he will, but I'm very excited to see him in the NBA. But that's the end of this video. If you made it to this point, thank you so much. Again, haven't already, like, subscribe, hit notification bell, notified whenever I release a video. I'm making videos about basketball all the time, so that interests you. Really think you enjoy this channel, and liking and subscribing are the two best ways you can help me out in the YouTube algorithm. Helps where people find my videos, so in turn helps the channel grow, so I can make more content for you guys in the future. Let's try to get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend to others. Let me know what you think about Cam Whitmore in the comment section below. What team do you want him to be drafted to? Who does he remind you of? All of that would be awesome in the comment section. With that being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.